Hello, what's up? It's everyone. It's Joey right here, and I'm here to show you a Weiss Schwarz deck profile. And because Madfest is a week away, I thought I'd show off I don't know. I thought I'd highlight my Kanan waifu deck for Weiss Schwarz because the main guest for Madfest is Suwa Nanaka, or she's my main guest. I'm there to see this week, in the coming week, because she's obviously my best girl in Love Live Sunshine and even in Love Live overall, as you can see here. But yeah, so I'm not going to get into the details of how to play Weiss Schwarz, but I'm going to show you what a Weiss Schwarz deck kind of looks like. And also, this is my version of showing you basically what kind of style deck I play in this kind of waifu deck. So let's begin. So first up, I have 3 of the Mirai no Bokura no Shiteru yo Kanan Matsuura. It is a 2K 002K. Basically the card is if you have 2 or less stock, it gets a 1/5 power, so it basically becomes a 3/5 if you have 2 or less stock. And it's also a run to the middle, so it's a runner that can only run to the center slot in the stage. Next up I have three wonderful stories. Daya, Kanan, Mari. It is a Kanan waifu deck, and Kanan is the center, so I can still definitely play this still. But essentially, is at the start of your climax phase, you're allowed to give 1 level plus 500 power to any character on your field. So this works very useful with another card later on in the deck. And also, it's a pay 1 stock. Rest 2 characters for every and you mill 4 cards and for every climax cards you mill in the deck search for a character. So it's essentially giving a really solid brainstorm. So I like it. It works really well in her deck. Forgot to mention that you only can search blue characters, and the whole deck is essentially blue anyway, so it works. Next up, I have Hug Within Memory Kanan Matsuura, and I play 4 of these because I play also 4 of the events that it kind of combos with. But basically it's just a 2k beta without anything other effect. But basically the effect is on play, if you ditch the certain event, it's a 1/1 event, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and they are music characters. You can add it to hand. So this card doesn't really do much else besides that only one effect. However, it's also a meme among my friends. I call it a baby Kanan finisher because every time I win a game, she's somehow on the field sometimes. And I play 4 of that. You don't even have to, but I like it to. Next, I play 4 capture stance Kanan Matsuura. It's basically this card is basically every time this card goes to waiting room from the stage, you get to check top card, and you either leave it at the top or put it at the bottom. So it's actually a very nice utility, being able to check top card once in a while, and milling or putting it to the bottom of the deck in case you don't really want to trigger or use that card for an effect. But the second effect is basically if this card is in the back row, you can and if any of your characters goes to waiting room, you can put this card to waiting room instead, and be able to rest the character that basically was supposed to be sent to waiting room. So it's very useful. It is very useful. It even got restricted in the JP meta. So basically, people only can play this, and they can't play the other restricted cards. But I know everyone's probably pretty much not playing this card anymore, unless it's English. But yeah, so it's a very, very good card because it can save almost any card in the game. Next, we get to the level 1 part of the game for Kanan Matsuura, and this is why I think why I think Kanan had one of the better waifu decks in Love Live Sunshine. So this is Happy Party Train Kanan. It's a 105k, and with the climax combo, which is a 1k 1 soul pants trigger, it comes to 6k. So basically the combo is when this card reverses a card, you may search your deck for a music character. And now, trying to reverse something at level 1 or for only 6k power is kind of mediocre. But that's why when Kanan got some support, this card became much more viable because of the way of how much power she can get now. And we definitely play for that because that's our main engine of the deck, or one of our main engines of the deck. Speaking of support for Kanan, this is the 1/1 Our Brilliance Kanan. It's a 1/1 4k power, but it's made for more of a back row support. So basically, this card gives the character in front of it 500 times X power. So basically, X is the character's level. So basically 500 times like level 1 equals like 500, and then like so on and so on. There's like the 3 levels game. But its other effect utility is that when you can rest this card, just this card, you give any character 500 and plus 1 level. So essentially, you're making a character level 2 and another 500 power. So basically, comboing that with another card, you combo this with the assist effect. You're basically giving 1,500 power in front to you. So it's very useful. It makes Kanan's power problem very much more useful, and also it gives them a level so they can't actually get really bombed by a level 1. So yeah, it kind of like gets over that hump for Kanan when she needs power the most. So it's a very useful utility support card for her. And also it combos well with the Brainstorm, because the Brainstorm also gives level and power at the same time. So essentially, you can give two characters. Or you can give two characters big amounts of power and level at the same time, or you can just stack it all in one and just make one super powered up card. So yeah, very useful in the Kanan deck, and I think is one of the reasons why I really love this deck in general. Next we have a 1/0/1/0/4/5 Koi ni Narita Aquarium Kanan. So basically, when any of your other, it's just a big kind of wall kind of ish Kanan, like a beater. It's not like, it doesn't really do much else. But basically, if any of your character attacks except her, she gets 500 power until end of opponent's turn. So basically, if you have two characters that attack, she essentially becomes a 5/5. But that's not it. During your opponent's turn, she gets 500 power for every other character on your field. So you have a full field, which is 5 cards, and you have 4 other characters. She becomes a 1/0/7/500 war at level 1. So she's kind of like more of a harder target to like get over it because of also the other utilities that you could have in the deck as well. So that's why. So she's actually just more of a solid card. Her role there is just to be an alternative game plan in case you mess up somewhere. But yeah, she's there. She's a nice card to have there and make the opponent like play around her a bit. Next, I play 2 of the 1/1 6k Kanan, which is called Kanan Matsuura, very alternative. Basically, when you attack and you have 2 or more other music characters, this gets 2k. So basically, a 8k powered Kanan, and if this card gets sent to waiting room, you may put the top card of your deck into the clock, and then you can put this back on stage. Basically, you can encore it. So it's just there as a quick beater, and it has clock encore, which is like nice just in case you need field or something like that. It doesn't really do much else, but I just play 2 just in case I need to fall to a different kind of game plan as well. It's also 1/1, so it kind of gets over the hump of a 0 clock bomb or stuff that has like cost 0 effect. So no, she's just a nice little beater there as well. So yeah. And for the rest of the level 1s character I play in the deck is the Glamorous Swimsuit Look Kanan Matsuura. It's basically a 1/0. It's a 1/0 2k, which is a counter card. Instant by counter. Essentially is when you use this card as a counter, you only give one character 1k, but if all your characters are music, which is obvious, you can give another character 1k, but the thing is, you can basically just give the same character 2k power, that's it. So it's basically a 2k power counter, so it's essentially just basically it's just a free counter, just nice to have. And we get to one of the main engines I have in my deck, which is like the event cards in this deck, which is, so this is the first one, the main one I play. It's 1/1 event. It's called Think About Each Other. So this is the card that combos with this card I mentioned earlier in the video. When you ditch a card, when you ditch this, and you look at top card, you can look at top 2 cards in the deck. You can grab a music character. So that combos with this. So that's why I play 4 of this and 4 of this. So for more consistency value. So basically what it does is, like, if you do play this, just a 1/1 as itself, you can search for one music character in your waiting room, and you can give one character 1k power. So basically you're giving power and you're also getting a card from hand, and also it kind of helps your level 1 planned gameplay of the Happy Party Train Kanan. And then this card goes to memory, and it does have another effect when it is in memory as well, which we'll get to soon. So like, there's like 2 cards in my deck that use this a lot, and the way the utility is very nice, especially in Kanan deck, because like it gives a Kanan a way to like salvage a character when she doesn't have any other way to salvage a character, because basically essentially it gives the deck almost everything you can do. And the other event I play is the 1/0 Train to Go event. So when you play this you mill 2 cards, and if they are level 1 or higher characters, or just level 1 or higher in general, I think. In general, you can mill another 2, and essentially is that for every level 1 or higher you mill from your deck, you can grab a character from the waiting room depending on the level. Say you milled like 3 level 1s, you can grab a level 3 or lower from the deck, and then if you milled 2 level 1s, you can grab a level 2 or lower from waiting room, etc. etc. So yeah, it gives another way to like mill out her deck, and also to salvage more characters as well. So that's essentially really good card. Really good card. It gives kind of much more utility. And for level 2, I don't play much, but this is Water Blue New World Kanan. Kanan is a 2/1, 2/1/2/5, 2/5 backup. So basically, when you use this card's backup, you give character 2,500 power as to counter. And but the main utility comes from when you do use this card as a backup, you can discard 2 cards from your hand into waiting room, and you choose one of your opponent's characters that is a level higher than the actual level. You can send that to waiting room. So it's basically an anti-change. So you're making sure your opponent doesn't do any cheap early plays and all that. You know that. So it's just like that. For that one utility, I use it mainly for. It's just nice to have. Always just have one copy just in case you really need that situation. I don't play only level 1, level 2 character, and here's the other level 2 I play, just a one-off as well. Is an event, is a 2/1 event, and it's called Time Loss. So basically, when you play this card, you check the top card of your deck, and if it's a level 1 or higher, you can heal 1 damage, basically from your clock. And also you can give another character 4k power, and then this card goes to memory. So just another quick utility to have, just in case I do ever just draw it and like feel like using it. The power is nice, and also if you hit the heal, it's nice as well. Now we get on to the level 3s. Here is Mirai Ticket Kanan Matsuura. I play 2 of it. This is the card I was talking about, that if you have 2 of these in the memory, you can early play this. So you can play this at level 2. So it's a 3/2 9k. Although you would rarely play this at level 2, to be honest, because it doesn't really do much at level 2. But essentially is that when you play this card, you can choose one character on your opponent's side and they can't use a backup or event when you are attacking that character. So they can't use counters, basically, essentially, which works with the other level 3 that I will talk about soon. And basically, also on play, when you can draw one, ditch one as well. So you draw one card, you can ditch one card. Actually, wait, I'm wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. You can just draw a card in general. But also on play is when you can check top. If it's a level 1 or lower, you can put it into the stock. You can put that card into stock. So basically, it's a 3-1 if you hit. So you can do one of the effects I just told you first. You can do any effects in whatever order you want. So it's very essential. It's a utility card. It's more of a utility-based card for the Kanan deck. And right now I will show you what card it combos with, with. Here is Kanan's main finisher. It's a 3/2 9k Arozano Jumping Heart Kanan. So when you play this card, you get to draw one card from your deck, and also, so that's one of its effect. And the other effect is when you also attack. When you attack, you can pay one stock, ditch one music character from hand to waiting room. You can heal one as well. So and then his last effect, it's a climbs combo effect that combos with combos with this climax right here. So the climbs combo is basically oh yeah, I forgot to mention it also on play it gets 2k power, so it becomes 11k on the turn that you play it at minimum. So now again, the climbs combo is when this character reverses a card, you can pay 3 to restand it again, so you can attack again, but you have to reverse them first. And this is why I said the character that it combos with the other one comes with this character as well, is because it makes sure your opponent can't play a counter to stop this card from reversing another card. So that's what it's essentially for. So it has that nice utility of drawing a card, but also you can restand. And if you can somehow pull off this max potential, like if you somehow put 3 of this on the field, and then you somehow, I don't know how you have the resources like stock and hand, you can basically essentially attack, heal 1 damage, you restand again, attack, heal, restand, and then you attack for 1 more time just to get the heal off. So basically you can do 2 attacks and 2 heals with 1 card. So very strong potential, but very hard to pull off still. So yeah. So that's her main finisher in the deck, and this is why I think Kanan is a very solid deck at least. And for the final level 3 I play from the trial deck, Happy Party Train trial deck. It is a 3/2 10k Kanan. It's called Nowhere to Kanan. So basically, if all your characters are music character, it gets 1k power, so it's 11k basically. So pretty much all your music characters all the time, so it's 11k. It's 11k all the time. And basically also, so when turn that this card is played, you may pay 3. When you reverse a character, so another card that has to reverse something. If you reverse your opponent's character, you can pay 3, ditch 1 card from hand to restand it to give it another attack. Basically, this isn't just in case you don't get the climax combo off for the other Kanan. So this is another way of restarting for Kanan. It's just a one-off I play in the deck just in case for emergency purposes. So yeah, it's a very solid and useful deck right there, a part of the deck. And for the final cards in my deck, of course, I play 4 of this Happy Party Train Climax card, and also another 4 of Arozano Jumping Heart Kanan Climax card. So basically, it's 4 pants triggers, as you can see. So every time I trigger one of these, I will always get a climax. I can always choose one of these climax back. So yeah, you do play 8 kind of pants triggers, so it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. It also can be pretty bad at the same time. It's not the best option you have, but no, it's not the best a strategy, but it's the best option Kanan really has. Unless you buy the Meister set just to get the book triggers of these, and the cards that and the cards that it combos with is just like here. So this is like what you kind of just want in a deck. So essentially, what are my final thoughts on a Kanan Weiss Schwarz deck? I think in terms of Weiss Schwarz, it's a very solid deck in general. I think it's actually I think it is in my opinion, I think it is the best Love Light Sunshine waifu deck because it has so much utility. It can search, it can salvage, it has brainstorming, it has a finisher, it has heals, it has a lot of different kind of utility. It has like check top as well. So that's why I like the deck. It has like so much utility and so much it's so versatile. It's so versatile for a Weiss Schwarz deck as well. The bad thing about it, I guess, is because it is only blue. It's blue, and everything you do in the deck requires you to reverse a card. So if your opponent plays counters, they stop you from doing what you want. As well. So that's the only kind of really bad thing about the deck. It's essentially it's not a broken deck. It's not a bad deck. I think it's just a very solid Weiss Schwarz deck. It kind of does everything. It's very simple as well. And that's what I thought about it when I was making the deck. Is like this deck is just like I found it just like it's super solid. I never really found it OP or anything or too weak or anything. I think it's just a really good solid deck, like literally middle of the range. I don't even know how to say it. But then there's hardly a lot of decks I find in Weiss Schwarz that are just middle of the range. Like I don't know. This is what I just think as like the most middle of the range like deck you can think of. Like I can't think of anything in the top of my head that are like very fancy. Like this deck has very basic principles in a Weiss Schwarz game. So yeah. So there you have it. I hope you liked the video, this deck profile. I'll probably be doing more of this in the future when I have more time, because I do play card games a lot and I do have like more stuff from my as an otaku to show off in my collection. And hopefully I'll see you at Madfest, because this video was made just because I'm about to see her at Madfest this weekend. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, please give me a thumbs down. Give me a thumbs down. Sure, why not? Like or subscribe, whatever you want to. You know all that. Dilly dally ending videos, but as a vlogger, etc. And sayonara.